is going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Twigger, and I have another high ELO commentary for you. You guys might be a little bit confused about like what the screen looks like and all the boxes and things like that, but this is actually a Korean solo queue game. I recently downloaded a thing called Baron Replays, which allows me to download different games and things like that. And currently, with everybody being like preparing for Worlds right now, there's not really a lot of pro players playing the game right now in games that I can be a part of and that I can observe and record a high ELO commentary for you guys. So I found this program which allows me to download games. So I figured, you know, I think a lot of people would find enjoyment watching some Korean solo queue games and watching how some of these champions get played at a very high level in Korea. So these guys are all Challenger and Diamond players. They're incredibly talented. I've not seen this game yet myself. Sadly, the program tells me who wins when I start the video, so I kind of know where things are going to be headed, but I'm excited just to see, because like already we're seeing differences, like a Rek'Sai up in the top lane, which we don't really see in North America or even in Europe, but we've also got an Akali in the top lane, which is going to be very interesting to see against the Rek'Sai. I have no idea how that matchup works, so I think it's going to be exciting for us all to see just kind of how this Korean solo queue mentality plays out, how good everybody really is. Are they really so much better than we are? Can we really spot the differences? It's going to be exciting to see. So I'll run down the teams just a little bit here to give you guys a heads up. So as we already mentioned before, Akali versus Rek'Sai up in the top lane, both of them running their teleports and flash, so should have a good amount of global pressure for that one, being able to come down to dragon fights or to assist their team in a team fight. In the middle lane, we've got a TF versus a Diana, which is a very scary lane, kind of for both people, because TF can roam very well, but Diana's assassination potential is insane. In the jungle, we have a Gragas versus a Lee Sin. Korean Lee Sins have always been feared. A lot of people have thought that Korea has some of the best Lee Sin players because they are... a lot of people say that Koreans are much more mechanically sound than other regions. So it'll be interesting to see Lee Sin being one of the most mechanical champions in the game, I find, that in the hands of a top-level Korean player. In the bot lane, though, we have a Blitzcrank Vayne versus a Sivir Janna. Just gonna fix that one up. So Vayne, of course, being another mechanical champion, should be interesting seeing him in the hands of a high-level Korean player. But then Blitzcrank as well, which I was kind of surprised to see. It's a very aggressive lane for the, sorry, it's the red side, because Blitzcrank and Vayne, like that's a lot of engage on the side of the red team. Where on the Sivir and on the Sivir and Janna team, they have a lot of kind of both engage but also disengage. Sivir's ultimate can be used for disengage, but it can also be used for engage purposes. Janna being more of a disengage kind of champion, so it will be very interesting to see how that really aggressive bot lane plays against the somewhat aggressive after 6 bot lane, but mostly defensive bot lane. But what's going on in this top lane? It seems as though it's fairly even right now. Both champions are just kind of going to hit each other, kind of like a wet noodle fight until they both get some damage items, and then I'm thinking that we're going to see some pretty explosive action up in that top lane, but we're going to have to pay attention with these teams especially. Level 6 is going to be vital. For the Akali, it's going to mean a lot of damage onto that Rek'Sai, and for TF, it means the gank potential of roaming down to bot lane or top lane. But Rek'Sai doing a ton of damage to that Akali. She has to burn her Shroud just to get away from that one. Gragas is going to come in for a gank. He does have his body slam available, but I don't know if he's going to land it quite yet. Rek'Sai going to try to get... Oh my goodness, it was a great tunnel attempt, but a great body slam by the Gragas, but it's not even going to be enough. Rek'Sai is going to get first blood onto the Gragas, not even having to burn his flash. Unbelievable play by this Rek'Sai, getting first blood onto the Gragas. Gragas even burning his flash to get away from that one, and Akali having to burn her flash as well. That was a 2v1 that Rek'Sai ended up turning, and it was a great play from the Gragas too, stopping Rek'Sai mid-E, getting him back, well, getting her, sorry, back into Gragas' range with Akali. So very nicely done. Cool to see. So Sivir taking a ton of damage from those Silver Bolt procs coming from the Vayne. She's right now at just about a quarter HP, but will lifesteal a bit from that that Doran's Blade, and also does still have a pot available, and also a mana pot, surprisingly. So wanting to go for that harass, sorry, that harass. Apparently I'm going to die a little bit here. Wanting to go for that harass and wanting to make sure that she gets those last hits in the early parts of the game. So the Janna Tornado not landing, but an amazing hook into a condemned combo. It's not going to be enough to actually save the Vayne with the flash and the heal going out, but that was a great little combo there. The hook basically putting her into wall range for the condemn was unbelievable. But it looks like we have a little scuffle in the jungle between the Gragas and the Lee Sin. Lee Sin doing a lot of damage to this Gragas, but Akali's coming down here. Looks like the Rek'Sai is coming down as well. The Flash coming out and damage going down onto the Gragas, and that is going to be another kill for this Rek'Sai, who's currently sitting at 2-0-0. We were wondering how the top lane Rek'Sai was going to do, and already Rek'Sai showing herself to be a very strong top laner here. So Blitzcrank roaming, missing the hook though. And Lee Sin also missing the Q. The jukes coming out of this Diana are real. So right now, Blitzcrank does not have his exhaust available. Tried to use that probably to save the Vayne in that little engagement that they had, but sadly the Vayne did get taken out. But it was Janna who got the kill, not the Sivir. So there's at least one saving grace here, that the ADC is not going to be really fed when you get back to lane. So Vayne still does have a chance to kind of push through the early game and get to that mid game. So some knock-up going towards that Akali, getting her inside of her shroud, but sadly with the shroud down, you are invisible, so there's going to be no spotting that Akali. Running down the early CS margins, the Akali is still managing to stay in there, 41-36, not doing too badly, fairly even amongst the junglers at 13-11, but of course Gragas has a much better clear speed in the early portions of the game, 40-40 in the mid lane, couldn't get more even than that one, 38-36 in favor of the Vayne in the bot lane, so it's fairly even all around. We haven't really seen somebody really pull ahead in the CS department, but we are seeing Rek'Sai pull ahead in the kills department, killing that Gragas twice. And it looks like the Lee Sin is currently going up to the top lane. This is going to be a turret dive. Lee Sin going to try to get that E off to hopefully see her, but it looks like Akali has actually gotten away from this one. Rek'Sai just taking too many turret shots, and that's going to be him calling that one quits. They didn't want to kill, sorry, they didn't want Akali to get a kill, but her showing her mechanical abilities, being able to use that shadow dash to get away from people and then come back into the turret range. But here comes the Diana using her ultimate, trying to do a lot of damage to that TF. The Gragas coming out for a gank, but he does not yet have his ultimate, so they're just going to try to get away from this one. The Flash coming out, the Blitzcrank, the Boomerang Blade landing onto the Vayne, and they are going to get the kill finally onto the Akali. Lee Sin taking that one up for a little bit, getting that vision on her with his E, sorry, and that is going to be the third kill of the game. But it looks like the Diana doing a little bit of a roam down here, going to try to kill the Blitzcrank. He is actually surviving this. A pull coming through as well is going to get the kill onto the Diana. The TF coming down for a little bit of assistance, but it wasn't even needed. The Diana just took so many turret shots that Blitzcrank ended up surviving that one and getting the kill. Very, very well played from the Blitzcrank, making sure that he stacked that CC incredibly well and landing the clutch hook. But the lucky thing is that even though TF wasn't there to really support the kill, he is there to pick up a huge wave of experience and gold. So definitely helps him out a lot. He is level 6 now. Well, he's past level 6. He is level 7 now. But good roam from the Diana trying to get in there and get a kill, but really good reaction time from that Blitzcrank and also from the TF being there to support the kill, because even if the Blitzcrank died and didn't get that one, it was definitely going to be a return kill for the TF, so very, very well played. Diana is running teleport in the mid lane, so she doesn't have as much kill potential as we would normally see on a Diana in the mid lane, but it looks like this team is going more for the team plays. But it looks like Blitzcrank is now here in the mid lane. Diana's just going to try to go for this kill. Not going to land it. Needs to land that last auto attack. Is going to get the kill with the shield. Going to try to probably just die now. Probably just trying to... Oh, the Blitzcrank though. Oh, it is going to be the kill for the Lee Sin. Thought that with those turret shots, the kill was going to be going to the Blitzcrank. But nice little kill from the Lee Sin. Diana making that at least a trade. At least she got a kill out of that one. Not the worst case scenario, but she was dead no matter what with that two-man roam into her mid lane. It was not looking very good for that Diana. But Lee Sin picking up his first kill of the game, sitting there with 2 assists as well. So we already have the early game going in favor of this red team. The Vayne is a little bit further behind than the Sivir right now, so we do have to kind of be concerned about that. But it looks like the Blitzcrank coming down, the ultimate being popped by the Sivir, going to try to keep her alive. The teleport coming in from the Rek'Sai, going to try to do something down here. Janna having to flash away. Rek'Sai trying to get up here, not actually going to get into range. Doesn't have the flash available, so she wasn't going to get in range of that one, but is going to pick up a little bit of experience, just coming to support her team. And it looks like Rek'Sai going to try to make something happen onto this Janna, but nothing's going to work, so it looks like they're just going to take the first dragon of the game, which is definitely well worth it, you gotta say. Getting a kill onto that Sivir who is ahead of your Vayne, getting the kill onto Vayne as well, which is a huge deal, and picking up the first dragon of the game, all for 1 teleport. So not too shabby at all, and Rek'Sai can just go right up to this hole that he's drilled. And it looks like Rek'Sai taking a ton of damage. Didn't realize how many people were there. It looks like TF's going to try to come into this one and try to help out the Rek'Sai, but Diana jumping in on this one. The Ignite coming down from the TF. The gold card is available. Lands a good amount of damage onto this Diana, but a double jump coming out of Akali and also from the Diana is going to be enough to pick up that Rek'Sai. And it looks like Akali's trying to get this CF now, but it's not going to be. Oh, it is going to be enough. The flash into the Shadow Dash is going to be enough to pick up the TF, and Blitzcrank securing that kill with his ultimate. But man, it just occurred to me, the Diana and the Akali, the double dash coming out of people, like Mario Kart double dash up in here, but it's just an insane amount of damage so immediately that we're definitely going to have to pay attention to that, because when you have somebody squishy like a TF who's not currently opting for a Zhonya's Hourglass first, you could very well just blow him up before he has a chance to do anything if you time that appropriately. So it looks like right now the lead is in favor of this red team. Blitzcrank now coming in for another fight against this bot side. He's going to pop his ultimate and run away. Going to take a lot of damage for this. So the ultimate being popped by the Sivir. The Condemn going down onto this, onto the Janna rather than the Sivir. But TF is now coming down, going to try to block this one. But no, the spell shield comes out. And now TF is a little bit out of position. The Diana is down here as well. She teleported down to the bot lane. And that is going to be a dead TF. And they are not going to take anything from this one. Vayne now in danger from the Diana. Is going to have enough to pick this one out. Not going to get her quite yet. Vayne might very well turn this around onto the Diana. But she is going to be hit by the last Q from the Diana. That's going to be a dead Vayne. Blitzcrank now coming in. And it is going to be a kill onto the Gragas, killing that Blitzcrank. So it looks like they're now trying to kill the Akali once again. Akali using her dashes so well, but it's just not going to be enough. When you have all those minions against your turret, you do have a lot of escape power with the Akali Shadow Dash, but sadly against a fairly fed Rek'Sai and a Lee Sin who's doing fairly well in the early game, it's very difficult to get away from those kinds of ganks. But wow, so right now you can see in the gold, it was about 1,000 gold lead for the red team, but now they've almost evened it up, the blue team. It's just a couple hundred gold down right now. Just looking down at the CS, the Sivir is really beating the Vayne now, 87 to 63, while on the opposite side, Rek'Sai is sitting at 92 to Akali's 78, and Diana has also started to build herself up a little bit of a lead against this TF. So we're just gonna have to watch. It's a very aggressive team, this blue team. Just especially with the Diana and the Akali, it's the amount of damage they can do in such a short period of time, and their gap closing abilities are going to be pretty phenomenal. But it looks like they are just rinsing and repeating on this Akali. The smite going down, Akali using the same trick that she has before to try to get away from this one, and right now it's looking like it's going to work. Lee Sin trying to land the Q, but it is not going to work. Now it looks like TF in a little bit of a what am I trying to say here? I was going to say promiscuous situation, but I guess it is 2-on-1, so maybe it is a little bit promiscuous. But not gonna be enough damage to kill the Gragas. Vayne now trying her luck against this the Diana, but I don't know. Diana's fairly low on mana, might actually be able to take her down. Blitzcrank coming in for a little bit of support here. Diana doesn't have any mana to use her ultimate to get in on this one. This is gonna be a kill for the Vayne. And Lee Sin now trying to get the Q off, does land the ultimate, but just ends up kicking Janna into the wall. Even with the flash, didn't get behind her. Sadly, just kicked her right into the wall. If that was a kick sending Janna into the team, that might have been another kill, but just not timed appropriately there, or didn't account for Janna's movement speed, because she does have Moby boots. But I love the attempt, though. You gotta love people attempting to do shit like that. So it's kind of hard to tell where this game would go. Vayne getting a couple kills is kind of setting her up for that late game status, which we all know a late game Vayne is a terrifying thing. So we have to be aware that that is a thing that can happen. And so you don't want to feed the Vayne anymore. But when you look at it as well, oh, but here we go. Nope, nothing gonna happen. When you look at it, Sivir is sitting at 105 CS. To Vayne's 82. She has a great lead in CS, so I think the gold is actually fairly even, or maybe even a little bit in favor of the Sivir. We can actually, surprisingly, there is a thing that can show us that. So 4,800 to 4,400, it is in favor of the Sivir. So we're definitely going to have to watch out for the Sivir, who already has a Brutalizer plus that BF sword. I'm not entirely sure what first item with the BF sword she's going to be looking to receive, but I'm assuming it's going to be an Infinity Edge. That would be my best guess. But then again, you know, when you look at the red team, you don't really need a lot of crit because they're not going to have very many tanky people. She might very well be going for something like a Bloodthirster to keep her alive in duels against the Rek'Sai and the Lee Sin. But what do I know? I am but a simple commentator who couldn't possibly understand the ways of Korean solo queue. But it's fun watching it. It's always fun watching people from different regions and seeing their different style of play and the different types of champions they choose to bring out. But I have so far been very impressed with this Rek'Sai top lane. I can't believe that it is going as well as it is. And I wonder if it would have gone as well if they didn't have such an early game jungler such as the Lee Sin. But I guess, you know what, even at the beginning, when he got his, when she got, Rek'Sai is a girl, when she got her first kill onto the Gragas at 2v1, like, Lee Sin wasn't there. That was strictly the Rek'Sai's early game damage that was able to do that. So still very, very impressed, and I'm looking forward to seeing what a top lane Rek'Sai can bring to the later portions of the game, because Rek'Sai, as we all know, is a very potent jungler that gets played in America fairly frequently. But it looks like Lee Sin going to finally get that kick down, the exact kick that he wanted before, but that was a full-on insect maneuver getting that kill. But the Gragas barrel coming out being enough to kill down that Lee Sin with a smite. And now they're going to try to kill this Gragas, but not looking like they're going to have enough. The knockup not landing. TF trying to get in here. A great pull from the Blitzcrank, and that is going to be a kill. Going to the Vayne, stopping in for just one auto attack, and manages to pick up the kill onto the Gragas. And I think that was a shutdown. That was a shutdown bonus going to the Vayne, which is terrifying for the blue team. Rek'Sai trying to get in here to try to knock up this Sivir, but is not going to get in range. So it looks like they're just going to try to take down this turret. Blitzcrank taking a couple too many turret shots here. They might want to get out of this. Rek'Sai in a bit of a precarious situation, but looks like the Sivir's a little bit too low to chase that guy down. And it looks like that's going to be the end of the aggression. Diana this entire time has just been up in the top lane trying to work on these turrets. Rek'Sai trying to take down these wolves. Jen is going to probably try to steal this. Not going to get it though. Rek'Sai just having a little bit too much damage with that Black Cleaver. And it looks like the Diana has now retreated to the bot lane to try to kill this TF, as we are seeing. TF is incredibly low right now. Pink ward going down. Diana's going to have to try to interrupt this. Does easily interrupt it just with her E. Very, very nicely done. Diana not quite in range and actually does, and now has her ultimate. Yeah, there you go. I was like waiting for that one to come through. But the Condemned not getting her against the wall. Might actually try to turn on this one. The Akali's coming down as well. We have the double dashes going into this lane. A great flash coming out of the Vayne though, making sure she can pick up that Diana kill. But it looks like that is going to be one dead Vayne as well. Vayne tried to put down a pink ward in order to see the Akali in her shroud. But Rek'Sai trying to get in here to do some damage to the Sivir. But not going to be quite enough yet as he gets pushed back by the Gragas. But now the team has come to try to interfere with this. Lee Sin jumping in onto the Gragas. But he is quite tanky. Gragas is just going to jump through the wall. The flash coming out of the Sivir as well. They're going to try to chase down this Rek'Sai, but I believe that she is already out of this one. No, not out of this one quite yet. Oh, the flash, sorry, the ultimate does not push Akali through the wall. So it ends up getting away from that one. A great pull once again by this Blitzcrank, but there's nobody to follow up on it. So basically Blitzcrank just pulled Janna in to take down one of the Rek'Sai tunnels. Kind of unfortunate, but what can you do? But Blitzcrank has been playing fairly well this game, I gotta say. Has made some pretty clutch pulls. And it looks like Rek'Sai has now teleported down here. A pull coming out of the Blitzcrank. Once again, they need to try to land this gold card, but the Shroud is still up. But there's the gold card finally, and it looks like TF picking up a kill there onto the Akali. The Hextech Gunblade has now been completed by the Akali, though, so she is now going to be a little bit more terrifying. But I don't know if it's going to be as terrifying as this Vayne, who has the Blade of the Ruin King and a Zeal now finished. But also with the Akali, not only getting the Hextech Gunblade, also getting a needlessly large rod, so going quite AP heavy. I have the feeling that with that needlessly large rod on both the Diana and also onto the Akali, that they might be thinking about going towards a Zhonya's Hourglass. At least one of them, I think, will go for Zhonya's. Because you need somebody to be that, like, engage, and you need to just get in there and kill somebody. But then, if you kill somebody and you're still in there, you could very well just get absolutely shredded by the entirety of their team. So, I think getting that Hourglass might be a very good idea for either Diana or for Akali. I feel, though, looking at the items, I think Akali will go for the Zhonya's, but I don't believe that Diana will go for a Zhonya's yet. I think she's probably going to use that needlessly large rod to turn it into something like a Death Cap, or possibly a Ludens, because I think right now she's lacking a little bit of damage, having just gone for that Nashor's Tooth. So we will see where the items go Lee Sin debating going in on this one, but it would probably be his death because, yeah, Sivir and Gragas were very, very close. Pink ward going to the blue team. 2 pink wards going to the blue team, denying a lot of vision. We can see how many pink wards Korean solo queue players seem to purchase. There just seem to be so many around the map. Was it Sivir who managed to take that one? It was. Sivir stole that. That was a very, very nice boomerang blade coming out of that Sivir, stealing it away from the Rek'Sai. Blitzcrank getting himself in a bit of an awkward position here. The red team right now is very split up, and we can see that Vayne has been split pushing and kind of trying to farm this entire game, but Sivir's still 177 to 126. Sivir's just doing an absolute beast job of farming this game and making sure that she is going to be ahead of this Vayne when it comes to the mid to the late game. It's still very even in terms of farm in the mid lane, 139 to 138, and it's also fairly even, maybe about 20 CS, but it looks like the Vayne trying to get away from this one, is going to try to do some damage to the Janna, but it is not going to be anywhere near enough. Vayne just getting completely caught out there. They wiped out all of their vision in the river, so it was just a matter of time before Vayne got ganked, and sadly that was an additional kill going to the blue team. And I'm not entirely sure, but they're not in the gold lead yet. I just noticed 34.5 to 34.7, still just about 100 gold away. Now it's tied technically, so they're probably about like 80 gold away. But now they're ahead. Look at that, 100 gold ahead. Look at you guys go. Not entirely sure what the red team does here. Right now, the people with the assassination potential are kind of getting into their own in this game. The Akali was so shut down before, so shut down by the Lee Sin and the Rek'Sai, but she's managed to pick up 2 kills and she's got 3 assists and she's managed to do a decent job at staying relevant in the farm game. So I'm a little bit worried for this red team that the people that they managed to shut down are coming back into the game. And sadly, it just seems as though the people that were kind of shut down in the early game for the red team, like the TF, has not really come back into this game quite yet. So, looks like Rek'Sai going for a little bit of magic resistance here. I guess kind of scared of the amount of magic assassination that could be happening from the Diana, the Gragas, and the Akali. But I don't know if that's necessarily going to be enough. Blitzcrank trying to do some magic to this Akali, but she is just going to put down the Shroud and get away from that one. Oh my god, you guys aren't really considering Baron, are you? Maybe they're trying to bait this one. Blitzcrank going to try to get in for a pull. He does have his flash available, so you could very well see a flash pull. Diana using that teleport advantage to push down the bottom lane, knowing that it looks like the blue team has some decent ward coverage around here, so she can definitely port in. And it looks like they're trying to kind of like shift off. Like when Akali teleports down, the Diana starts split pushing. When the Diana teleports down, the Akali split pushing. It's a very smart way of doing things. And it's just been allowing the blue team to get farm on the people who need farm without being at risk of dying. But you can see the vision control from all of this. Like, it's insane how much vision these people have invested in. It's absolutely crazy to see how many wards these guys have purchased. But I guess in Korean solo queue, it is it's important in every queue. But I very rarely see this much vision being provided. And this vision war has been going on since the beginning of the game. You can already see there's 2 pink wards on each side in their inventory. People already have these pink wards down, but there's still pink wards in the inventories of people. So there's just so much vision going down. Obviously, the TF ultimate was used, but it doesn't look like it was really used for much, just to get up to the top lane to split push that thing. But it looks like the Sivir ultimate has been popped. They're trying to get onto this Vayne. The Vayne having to burn her flash, but she is so low. The boomerang blade is going to be enough to pick her up. That ricochet was just enough to pick her down. So it looks like that is going to be 2 kills. The Akali killing the Rek'Sai, and then I don't even know, it was Sivir who picked up the Vayne. Very, very well played by this blue team, using that Sivir ultimate to get in onto that Vayne and using those dashes to clean her up. I'm surprised though, Vayne had her heal up and saw that ricochet coming towards her and didn't use her heal. So I don't know, that surprises me, but looks like the Baron is being challenged by this blue team. They are going to try to get in here to steal it. The Lee Sin is going to get it! Oh my god, and he gets out okay! No, he's not going to survive though, probably. He's probably going to be taken down. Oh my goodness! Oh, the jukes! The jukes! I can't believe this. No, he got smited. No, the Lee Sin, the hero of this team, is killed. So that was an amazing Baron steal coming out of that Lee Sin. Super well done on his part. God, I love it seeing stuff like that. Just like managing to get in there, steal the Baron, and get out and distract them for that long. They had to burn, I think, 2 flashes, the Akali and the Gragas, to kill that guy, and he still managed to survive that long. So Baron steal and 2 flashes down. Man, super well done from this Lee Sin. Playing a pretty mean Lee Sin game right now. So it looks like there was quite an onslaught coming from the blue team with the amount of kills that they were starting to rack up, 16 to 13. But this Baron buff just kind of evened out the playing field. It's probably going to allow the red team, it's already got them a gold advantage, but it's allowing them now to pick up their second dragon of the game. Assuming it's not stolen. Okay, it was not stolen, but it was the Vayne who picked that up, which was scary. But it's going to give them a little bit of time to kind of relieve the pressure, kind of reset things, get some farm, maybe take a turret. But already getting the second dragon, that's a pretty big deal. It's giving them a nice little buffer to deal with. So everybody gonna kind of go back now, try to pick up some items. The Vayne opting for the static shiv. I don't necessarily agree with that. The main reason is because I don't think you really need more wave clear right now because you've got the TF. I think the main reason why I would go with something like a Phantom Dancer is that you require the movement speed to try to get away from these assassins. And I think also the Phantom Dancer is better for that solo target damage. Gives you more crit. So I just feel like you're going to be dealing with an Akali or a Diana in your face. So I feel like you would want more dual potential rather than going for the Phantom Dancer. But what do I know? Once again, lowly commentator with the Korean gods. What can I say? But it looks like both the Diana and... So I was mistaken with the Diana's itemization. I was right with the Akali, so they have both purchased a Zhonya's Hourglass, and that main reason is to dive in there, kill the Vayne, and then not die yourself. Pop that Zhonya's, your dashes will be available again, and you can dash to somebody else and try to kill them as well. So it's going to be a very interesting mechanical play coming out of this Diana and the Akali to try to synchronize their damage to kill somebody immediately, Zhonya's, and then kill somebody else immediately if they're stupid enough to stay around the Zhonya's assassins. But once again, we're still dealing with this Baron buff. It's going to be up for another little bit, but not too much longer. They have used a lot of the time. We could probably just see on one of these people. Oh, did it just run out? It looks like it actually just ran out. Oh no, they still got it. No, it just ran... I don't know what I'm talking about. No, it's gone now. So I think it just ran out when I had clicked on it, but I thought I saw it on the TF. Might have just been the blue buff, but who the hell knows? Who cares? But yeah, they do not have the Baron buff any longer. Looks like the Sivir being very, very precise with her spell shields, blocking that Blitzcrank hook. And right now, they're just trying to get farm, trying to get their items, and trying to be able to defend these turrets. Right now we're seeing, like, Sivir is just absolutely annihilating these turrets, and that is going to be a turret. The TF ultimate was popped, but he doesn't have a Zhonya's Hourglass, so he can't pull a maneuver right into the middle of the team and then try to Zhonya's and have his team collapse. Normally you saw when, like, Messiah used to play this game, he, like, basically patented the TF Zhonya's play, where you teleport into the middle of the enemy team, get one gold card off on the important target, and then Zhonya's, and then everybody from his team would collapse in on that one stun target. It's a beautiful way of playing TF. But it looks like this is not the way that TF is playing right now. Going for the more dual potential TF, which I don't disagree with when you're going up against a Diana and an Akali, right? You got to go to try to out-damage them and try to out-sustain yourself. So having the Lich Bane is going to do a lot of damage. I'm expecting probably a... either a Luden... Oh, no, it is a Zhonya's. There. So what were we talking about, guys? Maybe he will go for those kinds of plays. I was expecting for a more dual kind of potential TF, where I would have expected him to go for something like a Rabadon's Death Cap to try to get the most AP to make the most influence out of that Lich Bane, but not opting for that one. But Vayne, you are in a world of trouble if you don't back off. Okay, so managing to survive that one Akali, I think would have ripped Vayne a brand new bleached asshole. But it looks like right now the gold lead is in favor of this blue team. They've managed to kind of scrape by with what they've had. And it looks like Greg is coming in. The ultimate from Sivir being popped. The TF does still have the Zhonya's Hourglass, but Rek'Sai taking so much damage. The flash coming out of the... What? It was a Sivir who flashed in on that one. Greg is trying to get in. Does not have his ultimate anymore. Does have a flash, though. Looks like... Oh, a great pushback coming down It was from the Vayne's Condemn, and now it looks like Lee Sin kicking the Gragas into the turret range is possibly going to clear up this kill, is going to clear up the Gragas, but it looks like Vayne having to burn her flash and the heal to get away from the Akali, but it looks like the Blitzcrank was taken down from the Sivir. Double kill going down for the Sivir, picking up the Vayne, possibly with a boomerang blade. Not even entirely sure how she died on that one, maybe just auto attacks, but you can see how strong the Sivir is. Already has that 3-item spike, Ghost Blade, Infinity Edge, and also the Last Whisper, doing so much damage to squishy targets. So Rek'Sai coming in here, trying to make something happen, but the turret is already down, so they've lost the support of the turret. Akali just going mental against people, trying to do as much dashing as humanly possible. The blue team is just cleaning up house, and that's a double kill again for the Sivir. That was an unofficial quadra kill for the AD carry of this blue team, and Diana picking up a kill in that fight as well. That was just so much mobility. How do you lock these people down? It's so much mobility, so much damage. The Gragas is tanky. You got defense and disengage coming out of that Janna. It is just a stellar lineup coming out of this blue team. And now look at the gold, 53.5 to 50k. They've already swung it to a 3.5k gold lead when they were behind for the majority of the early game. Oh god, he does manage to get the pull. Is it going to be enough to... Oh, it's not going to be enough. She just ends up killing the Blitzcrank, just giving a free kill over. The Sivir is now legendary, sitting at 8, 1, and 6 with 296 CS. More than 100 CS above Vayne, her lane counterpart. What do you do against this team? And now we're seeing the duel of the century. Oh boy, Vayne, you're fucked. It is going to be enough, but it looks like the TF might be here to add a little bit of support. The Rek'Sai coming in is going to flash in and not kill the Akali quite yet, but the TF card's not going to be enough either. The Locket coming out from, I believe it was the Janna to pick that one up, and that is going to be a saved Akali. The Zhonya's, the Janna shield, and the Locket saving her from those gold cards, which looked perfectly timed to my untrained non-Korean eyes. Oh, that was a beautiful play. Really well done by Janna there, really earning her stripes. She's sitting right now at 1, 1, and 13, having a great support game. Lee Sin trying to work some magic again, but is going to die immediately before even getting into the Baron pit. Just gets absolutely ripped to shreds. This is finally going to be a Baron for the blue team. It was deserved last time, but Lee Sin just made a really big outplay, but now they did finally use that advantage to pick up their first Baron of the game. Dragon is available, so red team could go down and try to secure that to maybe get that third Dragon stack. But it's looking pretty bad for the red team right now. The only way I could see them kind of coming back is if the Vayne got incredibly fed. If the Vayne got phenomenally fed and was able to deal with either the Diana or the Akali in a one-on-one duel, maybe you have a chance. But until that point, I think the Akali is just going to do what she's been doing this entire time, which is jumping onto the Vayne and destroying her. So it looks like the blue team going for their second Dragon of the game. That is going to be an easy pickup for them. Bloodthirster was picked up by the Sivir, and Dead Man's Plate coming out for the Akali. So for those of you guys, Dead Man's Plate is a fairly new item. So if you guys haven't played around with it that much, we'll look at it. 600 health, 50 armor. While moving, you build up stacks of momentum, increasing your movement speed. So makes her chase potential absolutely insane. But then finally, basic attacks discharge all of your momentum that you've built up, dealing 1 physical damage per 2 stacks. If 100 stacks are discharged, damage is doubled, and the target is slows by 75%. It's an insane chase and damage item that you can pick up. So Akali will basically be able to target this Vayne, provide that much more damage to her in the initial burst, and will probably just be able to continue to chase her down. It's going to be insane to watch this Akali go, because I think she's just going to fly onto Vayne's face and absolutely destroy her. But it looks like Diana just split pushing down here. This might be a duel, but they do have Baron minions for this Diana. It looks like Rek'Sai is going to try to duel this one. Diana versus the Rek'Sai. A lot of damage coming out from this Diana, though. The super minions are really helping out this Diana. It looks like the team fight's going to come down in the bot lane. Sorry, the top lane, though. The Zhonya's coming out of the TF. Not going to have enough to escape this one. Going to get taken down by the Sivir. The Diana did win the duel against the Rek'Sai in the bot lane. Janna being pulled in by the Blitzcrank, taking some turret damage, but it's not going to be enough. Looks like Akali's trying to get in here to try to secure a kill. Does not. Oh, does have a Shadow Dash available. Is going to get the kill. Resets coming down for the Akali, trying to land the kill onto the oh my god, the 880 damage crit coming out of the Sivir is going to be enough to secure the kill onto the Lee Sin. And ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be the end of the game. So guys, hopefully you did enjoy this Korean solo queue commentary. If you guys did enjoy it, let me know. I really want to try doing a couple more of these, guys. So if you did enjoy this video, certainly let me know in the comments. I will try to do more of these. I'll try to make it a series for you guys if you did enjoy the commentary and you did enjoy watching the Korean solo queue game. So if you guys did enjoy the video, share it, like it, do whatever you need to. If you want to see more of these videos, let me know in the comments section below. If you want to know when I release a video or when I start streaming, or if you want to interact with me, follow me at Twiggerlol on Twitter. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you like this content or if you haven't already. And ladies and gentlemen, as I always say, see you guys in the next video.